Hi, I'm Rhea at the Cordovan Art School, where we create artists. And today, we'll be making a still life of lilies in color pencil. Let's get started. Here's what we'll need. A white piece of paper. If you don't have a Bristol paper like this one, you can use drawing paper or even computer paper. A pencil, colored pencils, and an object to draw from, called a still life. You can find this anywhere around you. I'll post a picture of these lilies on the screen as we draw. The first step is we're going to take our pencil and sketch everything out nice and light. We're going to start with nice simple shapes. Just in case we make a mistake and have to start over, we won't have a lot of work to do. We want to make sure it all fits first. After starting my sketch, I realized that I didn't want my vase and flowers to be that small, so I let them fall off the page a little bit. I made it just a little bit bigger, which is okay. And because we have so many flowers here, I don't have to copy each little detail exactly, but I am going to make sure that I keep my eyes focused on the object that I'm drawing most of the time, because I do want to get most of the details in. I'm going to go back and add a little bit more detail before I begin using my color pencils. I tend to have a little bit of a looser style when it comes to sketching and color penciling, so you might see some of my strokes. And I might also use some colors that you might find a little bizarre. However, I do like to keep them very neat within the confines of the shape they're in. So I'm starting with the vase. The vase looks white, but anything in reality has shadows and colors that it reflects. So the difference between scribbling and coloring, as I'm doing, is that my lines are all going in the same direction. They're not going in whichever direction they feel like. They start off in one direction with a technique called hatching, and then I can go back over the same lines in a different direction, and it's cross-hatching. They're still organized. It's still not the same thing as scribbling, even though, like I said, my style is a little bit looser. My initial sketch was composed of shapes and outlines. However, because I'm trying to give form to my shapes, I'm going to try to make as many of those outlines disappear as I can by creating contrast between different objects in the picture. For instance, here's the vase, and here are the stems of the flowers. I want to make the line on the top of the vase disappear by making the stems, or the area where the stems are, darker and leaving the vase light. Now I don't have a line, yet you can tell that the vase and the stems to the flowers are separate. Now I'm going to make the lines around the vase disappear by creating contrast with the background. I don't have to fill in the entire background, but I just have to make sure that you can see that the vase is separate from the background without using lines. So for me, Art is blurring the lines between reality and imagination. So, my picture doesn't look photorealistic. It doesn't look just like a photograph. However, you can see the forms and textures in my picture that look realistic, but the way that I like to use the pencil, I like to make it look like my whole picture is in motion. And that's okay to have different styles. However, still practice the basic principles of art and make sure that your eye is still glancing up at the object that you're drawing from. Make sure you have correct proportions. Make sure that everything makes sense in your picture, that it's placed correctly, that your face isn't falling off to the side of your picture. You want good balance. You don't want to feel like it's sliding off. You want to make sure that it feels like it's in a good place. It's not going to fall off of your page. Once you're happy with your picture, you can go ahead and sign your name. Thank you for joining me here today at Cordovan. If you'd like to try another one of our fun projects, please click on the next video. Until the next time, keep creating.